assignment project, and agentic workflow for keeping aviation training documentation synchronized when an operation manual which changes. System detects what changed, discovers which training document depends on procedure, generates an impact report before making any edits, and then pauses for human approval. The important part is that the human remains in the control of which purpose changes are actually applied or not. The application contains the usual vendor contract workflow as well as aviation manager workflow for assigned work. I will demonstrate the aviation manager work. So here you can see the aviation manager workflow. For this demonstration, I am using engine failure option. So let's start the pipeline. Here behind our uh, backend is running perfectly. Our agent is running. The agent first compares the operations manually first and determines what produce changes. It then follows the document relation to the identify the downstream trading materials that may affect it. So the current you can see the all these approvals before anything change. The system produces an impact report. It identifies the downstream document affected by this user, such as the trading syllabus, lesson plan, briefing guide, and the assessment form. Each purpose change is still pending on this point. This is important because the system doesn't slightly modify the trading materials. These documents aren't selected manually by the front end. The backend stores the document relations and traverse them using a breadth first search, allowing it to find both direct and indirect dependencies. Let's reject this one and commit an approve. Now the human review is complete. Okay. And the important behavior is here that the approval decision is controlled of what actually committed. The final steps verification export of the resulting document, super docs integration approve the document cycle of upload, edit instruction, approval, and export. The SuperDocs integration is separated behind the applied interface. The real implementation uses documented SuperDocs REST API or uploading document sending for uploading document, sending edits and instruction approval or rejection and exporting the resulting document. There is also a work implementation for deterministic automated tests. The the dependency discovery is separated into its own whole model, change detection is separated from orchestration, assessment, transformation has its own logic, and superdocs communication is isolated behind an adapter. This, this separation keeps the workflow easier to test and change. Now I will be running vendor contracts. Let's keep the optional values and start the agentic workflow. Approve all of this and commit approval and resume run. The approval is submitted to the backend and successfully switched to vendor registration. So the complete workflow is detect the manual change, discover its downstream dependencies, produce an impact report, pause for human review, apply only approved edits, and finally verify or export the resulting document. The key design principle is that the agent automates the analysis and coordinates while the human retains in the control of actual document changes. The key term, the key technical terms are line graph checkpointer for persistent state to use the workflow's progress between call, human gain and interrupt the graph pauses before the edit and apply and wait for human decision. BFS, breadth first search, traverse documents, relationship, and find direct and indirect dependencies. Impact report, purpose changes shown in the human before and the committed states edit states edit a purpose change waiting for approval. Page 64 upload REST mechanism used to send document contents to Superdoc and Superdoc adapter separated the workflow from underlying Superdoc's API. Here, task to graph by for agentic workflow state mechanism and containing dependencies.py for indirect dependencies, direct and indirect dependencies, traversal, transfer assessment.py for assessment wording transformation, superdocs client.py for mock plus real superdocs implementation and integration, and all the test all the test cases for the agent workflow. So yeah, that's it. That's from my side. Thank you for the review.